Poland for the biggest esports event in the world. Over 2 weekends of gaming fun. And today we will be bringing you the conclusion of the Intel Challenge Katowice 2018. The world's biggest female CSGO tournament. We had 3 teams invited to take part. 5 teams joined them through online qualifiers across Brazil, Asia, North America, and 2 tournaments in Europe as well. We've had an amazing day of group stages. Yesterday, live here in the IEM Expo, we had 2 amazing semi-finals as well, in which the 3-time reigning champions have been knocked out. Later on today, we'll crown a new champion then for 2018, but here's the 2 matches that we have to look forward to. First will be our 3rd and 4th place playoff. That's going to be between Vivo Keyd and Res Gaming. And then Squares Prospects will face off against Team Dignitas to see who will be our new champion. That's what we've got to look forward to in our $50,000 tournament here live from Katowice in Poland. Let's get cracking with our 3rd, 4th place playoff, and let's meet the first team taking part in that.
We feel really honored to be here, to be the only team from South America, and we are very, very proud of ourselves. We never imagined that we're gonna be I think we can call us the best female team from South America right now. So we're really happy to be here representing Brazil and South America too, and we'll do our best here. No, we are really confident for this tournament. We never had the chance to play internationally, and every tournament that we played in Brazil and against teams from South America too, like Chile and Argentina, we won every tournament that we played there, but we never played against European teams or American teams, so we don't know if our play style is going to be good against them, but we are pretty confident, and I know we're gonna do our best here, and yeah, we are hoping to get in the finals. We came all the way here, so we won't disappoint our friends in Brazil.
They're a little bit modest about their achievements. They came through to the final in an amazing 2-0 yesterday. They are undoubtedly the best team from Latin America. Please welcome Vivo Keyd. Cami, Sholiana, Pan, Gabby, and Bizinia are Vivo Keyd. And their opponents in this 3rd and 4th place playoff are a team we know well. Good luck, people.
I feel very confident that we are going to win. I think that's one of the main factors of why I joined this team. They had a really long-standing winning culture, and I definitely wanted to be a part of it. These girls have been beating me for years. I've been placing 2nd in all the tournaments, so I'm definitely ready to win. And that pressure is something I signed up for, so I'm ready. You know, I think we have gotten enough practice, but coming up to the tournament, I always feel like I could have done more, or I should have practiced a little more of this or that, and you start to doubt yourself a little bit, but I think we had a solid boot camp. We practiced for over a week in Poland here, and yeah, it went really well, so we're pretty confident.
the three-time champions, no less, of the Intel Challenge Katowice. Some of the very best CSGO players on the planet. Please welcome Rez Gaming! Zaz, Giuliano, Potter, Vilga, and Antika are Rez Gaming! So it's Vivo Keyd against Rez Gaming in our third, fourth place playoff. Good luck to both teams. Let's go over to our analyst desk where James Banks has got his life made a lot easier thanks to Miss Harvey and Emmy.
I certainly have, Matt, and we're ready for the grand finals day here. I'm joined by Stephanie, Harvey, and CLG Red's Emmy. Thankfully joining us now. She's not playing. She's come to join the desk and have a bit of fun with us here. We're just taking all the CLG Reds. Cody's gone home. Now we'll take the next one in. We'll have a bit of fun with it.
You know, they speak well English, so it helps us, you know? Are you excited to be on the desk?
Definitely. I'm always watching streams, and there's, these are the people that really get in depth to the games that are happening, so I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, we get some special insight too, because you played the Brazilians, right, yesterday?
Yeah, we scrimmed them for a little bit, and they're pretty structured, so this is going to be an interesting match.
Well, this is the thing, right? The Brazilians now in the third place game. They got 2-0'd yesterday, but it was got so close on Mirage in the end there. They had the skill, they had the ability, they just struggled to close it out a little bit, but Squared Prospects were looking strong. They claimed their place in the grand final. But what we saw from Vivo meant, at least for me when I was looking at it, that, okay, they do have a chance here against Rez, because Rez have definitely dropped off a fair bit throughout this tournament.
Yeah, we saw yesterday that Rez are a really puggy style because they're a new team. Obviously, I know that, four of them were playing together, but with Potter, the addition of Potter, it really switches the dynamic up. And it was really hard for them to play versus a structured team, Dignitas, yesterday. And Rez and the Vivo Keyd is pretty much kind of the same. They're pretty structured, maybe a little bit less experienced than Dignitas. So it's going to be a really interesting game.
Now, when I saw this matchup as well, I was looking at how the maps were looking on this, and Cobble's really the only one that kind of aligns for both of them here. So I think, again, we're looking down this, and it's going to be a situation where we could go for a 2-1 style if Vivo can show their raw talent and skill, because that's what I think they've got to rely on here, is bringing out their individual ability, really, to kind of push back Rez and show them that, actually, look, we can match you toe-to-toe this, because they certainly showed it. Sholiana, she dropped 30 bomb at the end of one of the games they were losing. It wasn't enough to bring them to take that Mirage game, but she just showed strength and power to push back across the board here. So I think Rez should be smart not to underestimate him here.
Yeah, I think individually, Rez obviously is more experienced, more skilled, and we're going to need some amazing individual performance on the Brazilians for them to win today. Not only because they're organized, but as well as, we're going to need triple kills somewhere on the map, doubles, triple kills, because I think that Rez today is just coming in pretty much relaxed, they're just coming in to have fun. Their pressure, both teams' pressure kind of off right now.
Yeah.
And you could feel a little bit of jitters in Rez Gaming's games yesterday, which is something that
Massively.
I've rarely seen coming from players like Zaz and Giuliano, which are obviously legends. So maybe today they're just relaxed, they got a good sleep, and they're just going to be, hey, let's just have fun, and that could really help Rez.
Now, looking at Rez Gaming and what they can try and do here, is this like the consolation for them in the sense that they look at this and go, okay, we can take a third place here? Or are they maybe in a position where, because they came in expecting to win, right? They had Potter added to the lineup, they're feeling comfortable and confident as per usual. You saw it in the video, they wanted this, but it hasn't gone their way. Is this maybe a point where they can go, okay, look, we can claw this back a little bit? Or are we maybe expecting this to be a situation where Rez is actually just, they are faltering constantly? Have they had enough time? Are they able to change this around? Because I know you were saying yesterday on the desk that actually, okay, it might take a little bit longer to integrate Potter.
I think actually their 1 week boot camp maybe hurt them a little bit because they tried to structure themselves in too little time.
Yeah.
You know, I would be curious to see what would have happened if Potter just came in fresh, never played with the team, and just like had fun.
Yeah.
Here they tried to structure it, and we saw in their playstyle yesterday it just wasn't enough, you know, for the caliber that we have right now. When I was saying that when you want to structure a team, it's like 2 step backwards, 4 step forward.
Yeah.
I think that's what they were. They were like 2 step backwards, trying to find their synergy. But yeah, it seems like they're having fun right now. We're looking at Juliana,
that's a good
she's already
sign.
smiling and having fun. So I think they're going to loosen up today and probably give us a stronger performance than yesterday. What do you think, Amy?
Well, we've seen Antica on the op for all these events that they've won in a row. So I think coming into this event where they switch Antica off the op, it was a big change. And they might not have seen it in scrims, but I feel like it's definitely shown stats-wise, and it's just a big change from months and months of them actually staying consistent with this, with the roles.
Yeah,
So
I couldn't agree more, actually. This is a good point. You know, it seems like she was struggling a little bit on the scoreboard. Maybe it's because, you know, she didn't find her place without the op yet on the team.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe she didn't find her comfort level. You know, she seems like a quiet person too. Maybe she's just like letting everyone else kind of take the room that they want, and then like trying to fill in, but maybe it's not the right fit at the moment. And that's what they need to work on in the coming up months.
Well, we do have the vetoes ready. We're going to see exactly how this pick and ban scenario is going to go, because that's going to be a telling sign for us here on exactly how this might play out, because we saw like situations where Vivo Keyd, they played against Dignitas and they played on a map they weren't comfortable playing on Overpass, which is, okay, it's a very good map for Dignitas, but it ended up being 16-4, right? So they didn't really get a chance to even show anything. They've had a couple of close games on Mirage. Okay, they lost the one yesterday. They also had the one against the Chinese team, which was close. They took away the win. And here we go. This is how we're going to look at it. Mirage is going to come up first. It's going to be Rez's pick. Vivo Keyd went with Train. Now, they did play that once when they were going through the group stages. They haven't played it in the playoffs yet. And the decider will be Cobblestone. And I love the Cobblestone decider because obviously both teams have shown that they're more than capable on it.
Yeah, all these maps we saw for everyone, for both of these teams during the tournament, either in scrims or in the official matches. I'm really interested with the Mirage. Since it's a looser playstyle, I think Rez is going to be really feeling comfortable, even with the new addition of Potter, even with Antica not hopping. It should be a great game. And as far as Strain, I really want to see what KeydStar has to offer to us. I really like to see strategies and really in-depth play. And obviously, in this matchup, Vivo Keyd is a favorite regarding in-depth strategies.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting.
Well, Vivo have played it twice so far. Actually, in the pick and bans, the Rez gaming lineup hasn't actually had a chance to play it here yet. So maybe Mirage, we can see how it goes down. But they'll have a lot of information to look at from Keyd's side of things. But the Train game, Emmy, do you think that was like a pick choice for Vivo to go, okay, we saw what happened to you yesterday. We can utilize that and use it to our advantage?
yeah, definitely going into these two maps, I still feel like Rez is definitely the favorite coming into this. So on Mirage, they definitely look dominant, and especially on Train. Train is one of their best maps. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup.
Wouldn't be surprised if we saw double, even triple op at some point, depending how the scoreboard looks like. If we see an 8-0 from Rez like right away, they're going to go on fire. They're going to push everything. They're going to peak. They're going to just have fun. I wouldn't be surprised if you hear the Potter woos and the high fives, you know, woo! If it goes like really smoothly. So I think Vivo Keyd needs to be really focused right away because of their inexperience on stage, because of their inexperience at a high level. They cannot afford, I think, to go down early. It's going to be really hard for them to bring back the momentum. Personally, I don't know yet if Vivo Keyd is able to do these crazy comebacks, because we haven't seen it in this tournament, and they're really a fresh team in the international scene. So I'm hoping that they come in strong.
And this is the thing you're saying about the first international experience here for Vivo Keyd. This is a huge amount of experience again, and getting this far in, getting to play the third place decider against a team like Rez, who they wouldn't normally be facing in their own region, is huge. And the SK Gaming guys, they flew in yesterday. They come here today. Taco's there watching, ready to see what's going on as well. They got the support. They've got the country behind them. So they just want to do as much as possible here. But what do you think the win conditions are for Vivo if they were to try and take this? What have you really got to see from them to make this work?
personally, if I'm a Brazilian fan, I'm already so blessed and happy that a female team made it up to here and made it into the top 4 or an international female tournament. We know how competitive the scene is. They've never played versus these top teams, and they finished top 4. This is already a great achievement. They just can't be happier at the moment. Winning this 3rd place would be a bonus. I'm sure they would be disappointed if they lost. But it just, like, you know, the Brazilian fans, it means so much to them. It just means so much. Even I'm not Brazilian, and I want them to be on my side. You know? they're just great.
Yeah, they've definitely got the personality to get behind as well, right? They come out fighting him. The thing that hurt me most when I saw the game yesterday was once they lost 2-0 and when they lost Mirage and it was so close, you just saw how much it meant to them, right? They were all there and they were looking pretty down. Even their coach behind him, like, he had his hands in his head. He's just like, he was completely down and out of it. And it just shows how much it means to them to be here. Now for Rez though, I guess you're looking at them maybe being, okay, you can see they're looking happy, which is instantly a good sign because we spoke about it yesterday. They had like crossed arms. They didn't look like they were in a position that they were mentally ready for this. Do you think this is a nice reset going into this and they will be able to play with that confidence again that was definitely lacking yesterday against Dignitas?
Well, honestly, in a way, I've been in Rez's position where you win, and then you lose. Yeah. And you're so used to winning that when you lose, it's the end of the world. Like, it's like it shatters everything. You know, it's so hard to go past it after one map loss. It's really hard, and that's what makes great champion, right? People that can come back from losses. And Zaz, for example, I've been in the scenes for so long that she's had these moments already. She's gonna come back. She even retired and came back to the scene, you know?
Yes.
So she's someone that will not give up even after a loss. So that's why I wouldn't be surprised in this 3rd place final that she's gonna go on fire, because she's lived it before. She seemed like the kind of person that can handle that pressure, and hopefully she can bring her team to victory.
Naomi, I know you've practiced against the Brazilians, you've played against them before, so just what were some of your insights and takeaway from that? Like, how did you feel like playing against them?
Well, individually, Rez is definitely the dominant team here, from experience to just overall gun skill and stuff. But really, what VivoKey need to do is really take that team structure and really just go at it with Rez, because if you work together as a team, then individual skill it cancels out, because you could have such a good team with 5 skilled players, but if that synergy is not working, then a team with a good structure could take out a team easily like that.
And Rez had these close games, because we've seen Cobble in there as the decider, and Rez has had them close games against Ares early on, and I'm wondering if, again, it could come to a situation where we do go to a 3rd map, and then we do have a bit of back and forth in here. But let's get the information from you guys. Where do you think it's going to go? What's the heart-on-heart choices here?
Honestly,
are you going for a swift 2-0, or do you think it's going to be a chance?
I want a turn map because I want them to play Cobble. You know, Mirage, it's a map I'm just not a fan of watching Mirage. It's such a
map.
Yeah, it's such a map that I don't appreciate as much the little details as on other maps. I actually really hate, as a player, Cobble, but watching it is really interesting. So I think there's a difference between playing that map and watching it, and I really despise playing it. But watching it, though, it's different, because that's when you can see new stuff, player shines. It's a really team play map, I think, sometimes, for specific setups versus specific teams. And then at other times, it's just pure skill-based. Like, if they hit the shot, it doesn't matter what teamwork they had. You can go in easily. So for me, we have Mirage, Train, and Cobble. I think it's going to go Rez Mirage. Train could be in yeah, it's because of the double, triple, quadruple off setup on Rez. That's really difficult. But I would say that probably is going to go... I wouldn't be surprised if it's 2-0 Rez here. Okay. But I want a 3rd map.
Emmy, what do you think?
Definitely a 3rd map would be intense, because Cobble is definitely one of those maps where when you get momentum, you're riding on it. So either team, it can go either way on Cobble. So definitely would want to see a game on Cobble.
I have a question for Amy. What do you think? Because you're new to the scene and you have like you have new fans that start to follow you and support you. What do you think that the Brazilian feels right now with all of this massive Brazilian fan base supporting them today?
Well, they are probably very motivated, and I feel like it's going to be easier for them to take that motivation and really just drive them to win this game. Because when you know that fans are behind you rooting for you, then that's all you need to just push on, play your best game, and hopefully take this win.
So, Emmy, I have to do you as well because we've heard it from Miss Harvey. What is your prediction going to be overall? Do you think it's going to be a 2-0, or do you believe it could go all the way? Could we see it go into a 2-1 scenario? And who are you favouring here?
If Vivo Keyd play their best game, I could definitely see it going third map. But if Rez, throughout these months playing like how they were, then it's going to be a 2-0. But it's definitely just on momentum at this point.
Okay, well, the game is ready, the cast is ready. Thank you very much for your insight, ladies. We're going to get this show on the road. It's the third place decider between Rez Gaming and Vivo Keyd. Who's going to take this, Hugo and Jackie?
Ooh, Banks. It's looking like it should be a fierce one. I'm slotted in. Me and Hugo are ready for it.
Very excited.
Are you excited? It's been a while since we've casted together.
It has. It's been a couple of seasons, I think a couple of seasons of Pro League ago, so I'm very excited for this one. Of course, a great game ahead of us. KeydStars, the Brazilians, looking good coming into this event. And obviously, Rez, underwhelming, but still the team that we know has the potential to win every event. So coming into this game, pressure is really off for Keyd, but it really is on for Rez to step up.
Oh, yeah. You've got to be scared of us if you are on that Keyd side, because Rez, they're just such a ridiculous team in terms of the caliber of their players and how well they've played together through multiple iterations of the Intel Challenge here live from Poland. Snods? Hugo, I'm just used to it.
He did that to me yesterday. He called me Jack as well.
It's a common thing.
Clearly, you boys are cheating on me. Either way, we're into the pistol round. It is going to be a lot of utility here for the Keyd side. They're going to be setting up for this standard A-Smoke take-a map. They played versus Go Home in the groups, and they look very strong. Maybe they'll continue as well. It's going to be Zaz underneath the balcony, at least holding on. First shot going through. She takes down one player. They don't check underneath. Trade finally found by Juliana, and Bazina going to chase into the jungle to try and drop the rotating Rez players. She'll do so. Only Juliano left on the bomb site here, and a rush through the smoke from the CT side. Rez playing very aggressive into the site. Vilga's going to make her way in, but they're all getting decimated. Only Juliano left, and I think Keyd have picked up this round.
Yeah, it's looking likely. Juliano wants to try and fight back, though. Oh, makes it crispy as well. 2 frags coming out with the USP now as the pistol prowess is being displayed, Hugo. She's hungry for it, but obviously she isn't going to be able to close that one out. The first pistol round will go the way of Vivo, so definitely a good start from here on their T side of Mirage.
Yeah, again, they were very execute-heavy when we saw them play versus the Chinese team in that group stage, so those standard A-Smokes on Mirage, we're going to be expecting to see a lot of that. They were, I was very impressed by the Mirage play, actually. They seem to know at least how to run the default and had good mid-round decision-making, so definitely something to watch out for if you are Rez. I'm sure they saw the game regardless. We're into the second round. A lot of SMGs here for the Keyd side. Pistols and armor for Rez. Fast contact B play here for 3 of the players. They're going to be straight into the site and straight dead to the Deagle of Antika. Looking for the second player. She spots her in the window, but still holding on passive. Pan's catching the rotations in the meantime. So with Juliano dead, we may see Keyd just back off and run back towards A.
It just depends how they actually opt to play this one. Slow and steady as they do resituate, but Potter, she's played it cheeky. She slipped up behind him, but it is only going to be 1 frag she finds with a Deagle. And then she does get traded back out, Hugo, falling into this 3v3 we are in. But obviously you can just see how much stronger the Arsenal is on Vivo. They've still got a ton of time to play with as well, as there is 1 minute and 8 seconds left on the clock as they regroup and remount their attack towards A.
Yeah, not any utility to hold this off. Rez going to need some big individual plays. Vilga hiding in the ninja spot. They have to check this position because she could be lethal. Oh, Gabby walks right by it. That's a big move now because they're unlikely to check the spot. They do. They line up. Vilga with 2. Changing to the UMP as well. Can't expect the third from Gabby, so she comes in with the trade. Also catching Zaz, rotating off of short. So Antika, last player up on this Rez side, but this pistol round has gone very well. However, with 2 HP up against this fully equipped Gabby with an AK, this is not going to be an easy clutch.
No, definitely not. She can try and go for the peak. She can place it as she wants. She can just hold back as well. Antika's only got 2 HP here. She's got Deagle on a Mat 10. She's going to be feeling her luck with a pistol. She don the Deagle. Slowly clear the site as well, clearing these angles, trying to at least catch wind of where that team might be playing from and what post-plant position is going to be utilised. Realises the Tash now. Going to tap the bomb, see if she can force the face. It's all on Gabby.
Oh, she spotted her. That's it. That's a round over. There's no kit. Antika very unlikely to jump on this bomb and be able to get away with a full commitment. So Gabby rushing up, make sure it's not being defused at the very least, and Keyd will take their second round. But it comes at a price, Jackie. They lose 4 players to the pistols of Rez. Now, this is a situation where Rez realistically could force buy up and hope to get more damage done, knowing Keyd don't have money to fall back on.
Yeah, obviously not the most ideal there, losing that many players, only surviving with just Gabby remaining. But this is actually boding well for Rez, because even in a round where ideally they shouldn't have got too much from it, those pistols were coming through. They were able to actually land quite a few nice, juicy little frags with them. If they can keep that up, it definitely could be a damaging affair to the economy of Vivo.
Fast towards mid though, Mac 10. Everyone else through the apartments with the rifles here, so Juliana just kind of run her way up towards the B bomb site. No one's spotting, no one aware. Vilga's just caught out of position. Antika on the back of the site as well, but she will be dealt with quickly. Pistol play will not be coming out for Rez this round. It's a clean sweep on the B bomb site, and this bomb can go down, pretty much securing Keyd this third round on the board. No damage so far.
Well, it's the 2 big damage dealers that are left alive on Rez, though. Zaz now the only one remaining. She has a P250 in her hand. She can definitely wield it to high effect, but no one has any reason to hunt towards her. It's all she has as well, so if she wants to try and play this one a little bit risky, she can do. We'll hear the audio cue there. Finds a nice tap as well with a P250. This is what I was talking about, Hugo. She can be lethal if you allow her to get into her own. So another 2 rebuys forced out there for Vivo, but at least they grab all 3 rounds off the back of the pistol.
Yeah, that's the most important thing at the end of the day. Of course, Rez still coming into this matchup as the expected victor, regardless of the performance in this event. We know what their skill ceiling really is like, and now we go for the buy on the CT side. AWP in the hands of the latest addition to the team, that is Potter. And obviously no AWP yet for Keyd. They did lose those players, as you talked about, so not going to have the best of economies at least to fall back on. They're going to need this 4th round, really, because their economy will be in a bit of a shamble. In towards middle, the T set up, but the AWP's posted, holding towards that short push that we've seen Keyd exploit in the previous round. Potter wants none of those shenanigans as Keyd. They're going to play this slow default. They look to take mid-control with 1 player coming out of the underpass, and with Gabby holding on to ramp as well, this could potentially be a late round A-split, but nice tag from Potter to start things off.
Yeah, we need to see something coming out from Potter with the AWP as well. She seemed quite quiet throughout the tournament. It was unexpected as well, because she can be such a big impact fragger with it in terms of just being able to dismantle pushes and resituate rounds. She's quite smart.
That's the thing, because you usually see every now and then she'll have a game where she just goes off, drops 30 kills and absolutely stomps, but we've not had any of those games here. That being said, Rez, of course, have been fairly unsuccessful throughout the entirety of this event, only just coming through the group in 2nd place. But this round seems to be a different story. Vilga and Potter shutting down that mid play. 1 more member left up in mid. That's Pan. There's 2 more play contact out of the A ramp at the very least. It's going to be a shutdown as well. More spray coming in, and Zaz is going to clean up the last 2. So Rez, 1st round on the board, and they keep a lot of members alive.
Very well played as they actually do grab that round on the board. This bodes well as well. Getting the first actual rifle round in your favour in quite a dominant fashion allows you to get that confidence going for you. And for Vivo, it's just no cash. They're just going to have to try and make do with what they can scavenge and what they can grab and tussle with into this round.
Yeah, I mean, this is them losing all those players on those 2 anti-ecos that they really shouldn't have. If they took full rifles into that buy round without having lost, UMPs and AKs, maybe they'd have a buy here, but it's not the same. Rez definitely going to be better equipped into this one, and Vivo looking to go for your standard connector play, but Potter is already there. 3 players outside of the ramp in the meantime as well, so this split has been shut down. They may have the utility for it, but again, with Rez having rifles, they're very likely to just push in through these smokes and try and contest the bomb site, not wanting to give a bomb plant away to allow Keyd some more money. Pan also dead in the underpass. That's a split taken care of from Rez. They know these last 3 players are likely going to be coming into the A bomb site with those smokes flying through. Zaz holding on the back of the site as well, ready and waiting. First player spotted, does connect the spray. Second one coming in as well. Took a bit of a spray, but it at least comes through. So 2 rounds on the board for Rez. Again, flawless on this one. Money is going to be so good for the CT side.
Yeah, lovely stuff. That's what you want to see as well, just the consistency, keeping linking those rounds together. Don't run any shenanigans, potentially get reset into this one. Just keep it calm and play it safe. Potter's AWP as well actually being utilised quite nicely there. You need to see that level of confidence coming out, because that's what we saw in the past. Rez, when they do have confidence, they'll play quite aggressive, and they'll be able to back it up, because they're individually such fantastic players. That's the style of CS we need to see them working with.
Well, slow round here for Keyd. The force buy didn't work, so even less to show this round. Antika's jump spotting, that's all the info she needs. Molotov can go down, but they're going to run right through it. Nice smoke usage from Keyd. Keeps them all at max health, but not for long. Vilga and Antika shutting down this B play once again. It seems like Vivo aren't going to be getting into this round at all. There's only 2 members left standing. And this is, well, just your clean anti-eco. Rez have been so good on rifles and anti-eco so far this map. As soon as we actually got into the guns for the CT side, they've not lost more than 1 member.
Yeah, completely toppled there. Just unable to do too much, obviously. Not expected with the buy they did have to work with. Cash flow's looking a little bit better now, so the reinvestment will come out. But for Rez, they do equalise the scoreline. We get things back to a 3-3 now as we go into round number 7. They just need to have consistency and keep it going in that fashion.
Yeah, again, can't afford to throw away any rounds here. Key, definitely a team that can exploit the mistakes made by Rez. We've seen them have good performances so far. But Potter, the aggressive AWP peek towards the ramp, not going to find anything. Key just back off early on. Cammy does have that ult, but she's moving in towards middle. That's exactly where Rez have 2 players situated. Aggressive. Zaz on the anti-flash and Vilga holding on close. Juliana going to set up that flash, but still with 2 players here, there's great potential for Rez to find something good. Vilga flash, Zaz peeks up in support, but with no push from Key, this is dangerous. Instead, the CTs push up, and look at the tag. Both players getting hit heavily, and they'll have to fall back.
Yeah, this could be interesting as well. Smart stuff from Vivo. Obviously, go for that hold towards top mid. You know there's going to be aggression from Rez. We've seen that countless times. It's the easiest way to counter it.
Just a slowdown now for Keyd. Wrapping the bomb back up towards B, but with players situated out the A bomb site for the time being, it seems to either be some form of fake or they're going to wrap back round it. Yeah, they're going to give up the A control in the meantime, so moving everyone back into the B site or mid. Juliana can split into the connector and create a bit of a distraction, maybe convince Rez that this is somewhat of a fake, move a player off of the B bomb site. There are 2 situated there right now, and while Vilga's low, Antika's still on full health, so a dangerous setup here for the Rez side. We've got Antika spotting, and Vilga holding towards a bench. The smokes and flashes can be set up, and Vivo with a lot of utility going to barrage into this bomb site.
Is the defense going to be ready for it? That'll be the question on everyone's minds as time slowly ticks away. 25 seconds to play with here as they set up with the flashbangs to try and pop their way in and find success, going for the slow contact play, but it needs to react soon. There's the on-the-fly flash. Antika's position is compromised for the meantime as they do start to swarm and overwhelm. Nice headshot coming in on the entry as well from Bazina as she brilliantly opens it up. Everyone crumbles away as well. They're all down and out, and it is just on Zaz.
Yeah, and this is already over. She's just going to be saving that AK-47. 10 HP left on the player, and Vivo, what a star round into that buy. Of course, we saw a couple of sloppy pistol rounds for them, but you can't expect too much up against the fully equipped Rez. But when they come, toe-to-toe in terms of the weaponry, they do show that they can take this one flawlessly. Strong confidence built up now for Keyd as they take the advantage back in their favour. 4-3, already on the hunt for this last player. They don't want Rez to be buying up. Obviously, the CTs will, with having kept so many players on those anti-ecos. So this saved AK just bolsters the economy a little bit, but as you can see, it's not like they need it.
This is nice as well from Vivo. I wanted to see more of this coming out because from what we've seen in the past, when they actually do play more of a Wolfpack style of CS, take a site together and actually work with Cohesion, they're incredibly effective. They've all got quite actually nice aim capability. They can be crisp, they can get nice entries, they just need to work together as a unit. The AWP coming out on Cammy as well is going to be a key point as she can be ridiculous at being able to find those early entry frags.
Double AWP here will be fun to see, of course. Let's see if Cammy can counter that, as you say. Now Keyd, early pressure towards Ramp Palace early on. Just going to be one of their defaults for the time being. Smoke towards top mid makes Rez at least question that push. Won't force out any utility. We have plenty on the CT side, so no issue for them. Aggression from Potter with that AWP. First time we've seen this as well. Will Gabby be ready? Will she walk into the firing line? Potter holds close. And it's all down to timing right now. Who moves first? Potter, she gets aggressive. Gabby's holding the angle, and that's a free kill for Gabby. But no, Potter gives up the position, doesn't want to try her luck, falls back towards the balcony. And Keyd's still holding this default here. We've obviously seen some mid-aggression from Rez in previous rounds with Vilga and Zaz, so definitely something Vivo want to take into account. Be very careful. Rez, being the expected victors, are likely to be flexing their muscles, showing that they're confident coming into this game and showing that aggression. And well, it's not happening this round. Giuliano looks towards the connector. Vivo stack up outside of mid and B. We could be seeing that potential short split up towards the site, but Antika's held up in the apartments. With Pan about to walk in, she may meet her maker. Again, Vivo just don't seem to be walking into these orbs. There it is finally, but Antika misses a shot. Gabby's done damage on A, but the trade comes through, and now Vivo going to rush in towards B.
Yeah, they just need to try and capitalize from this. They are losing numbers, though, Hugo, as Vizina's low. Only 2 HP on her as they push their way through. Keep on going down, second after second. Antika comes through with the AWP shots. Finally, these AWPs start to pay off. That mass investment they devoted towards them. Cammy, no chance to really show what she can do into the round, will go down, and they still get out with 2 AWPs as well. So Rez very effective off the back of that. Once again, the scoreline re-equalized as they're keeping it close.
Interesting to see Antika on the AWP, because obviously this is a team for a long time that never really had a stable primary AWPer, always seemed to switch every few events, and You know, while we saw Giuliano touch the AWP at times and Zaz take it into their hands, finally having a main AWP Potter, it seems like Antique has been solidified on that secondary AWP role. While Giuliano's taken it from time to time this event, Antique seems to be the most effective of the two. Obviously, while Potter has been slow, so far this game has been good. And again, seems like Vivo are going to be kicking off this round with a pick. Already Vilga dead. So one of the B-side players dead early on. Rez aren't going to pre-rotate a woman over towards that site. So Vivo going back up towards A is actually walking into the more stacked sites of the two. They have no idea just yet as well. Bazina are going to be splitting in through the connector, and Gabby holding for that aggressive push. Rez looking to try and equalize his first pick found. Who will hit the shot? It's Gabby, ready and waiting for that kill. Now Vivo with a two-player advantage hitting the A site.
Yeah, that sets the scene and allows them to burst their way through and just swarm the A site. Continuous damage being done from them as well. But Giuliano has other ideas in mind. Wants to try and get a bit of resurgence going for that CT side. Finds 2 frags with the M4. Wants to try and grab a little bit more as well, but has to wait for a teammate to try and aid her. Antika going to rotate through. They've got utility, they've got 2 kits as well, so they can actually try and play this one slowly as they clear their angles. But it's very nice utilization of the post plants here coming out, especially when Cammy does stuff like that with the AWP. She'll be forced out of position by the Molotov, but it looks like she just wants to go for the frag anyway. They're thirsty to fight for this one, Hugo.
Yeah, Antika, I mean, they don't have great money on Rez, so I'm surprised she's going so aggressive here. They have a bit of cash, but looking at this buy coming forward, I don't think Rez are going to have nearly as much as they would have liked. Got a player on 6K there, but I saw Antika on $2,000, $3,000, so definitely going to be some limitations to this buy for Rez if they do opt to go for it, but apparently not. It's just pistols in play. As they hold on to the money, 2-round loss bonus will be established, so they will have a bit of cash coming forward after this one. But yeah, I don't know, chasing a lot when, you know, in this kind of round, having 1 AWP and 4 pistols can be so useful. You can constantly switch it between sites, throw it around the map, get aggressive, and try and get picks.
Well, this is the thing as well. Vivo actually read them very effectively. Rez have always been one of those teams on that CT side where they'll still play with confidence and go for these very aggro peaks like this. So this slow style of CS that they've been utilizing counters it completely. You can hold angles. This is why Gabby found success against Zaz, and they've just been getting those entry frags to a point where when they do go for a late round side take, the battle of attrition's so far stacked in their favor, it's just easy pickings for them. Luckily, Cammy will be able to dismantle the push this time around. Zaz actually trades it back though. I'm telling you, that P250's lethal.
Yeah, and Zaz even more so. Can't grab the gun, however. Cammy's still in the spawn holding the push, making sure that AK is under the control of the T side. Actually, not for long. She's going to give it up, so maybe executing towards B, but looking at the setup right now, that would be dangerous. In fact, it's actually Vivo having already taken the A site through the connector. Giuliana going to follow up, taking down Vilga, and now Bazina has the backstab to Zaz, but she's wrapping the palace, so it's all down to whether Vivo realize this. They will be getting kills on the other side of the map at the very least, but Antika sneaking in through the underpass. Damage done. If she finishes this kill, that could be massive. Only 2 players damaged, but with Zaz having taken the AK, she's now got to opt either to save or to finish off these kills. It's not going to be an easy one. With the smoke down, she may just consider holding onto this gun for another round.
Yeah, worth just trying to stay alive in this scenario. See if you can actually claw that AK through into the next round to give you some kind of edge. If they do push her, she might be able to spray and pray our way through a couple of them, but ideally, Vivo just need to exit together, stay alive off the back of this round, and then just keep it going. Looking effective, though. The style of CS they have actually been running is very, very effective at countering what Rez like to do here. They like to go for the constant aggression. They're still dealing with it today as well. Coming into the server, you do wonder as well how Rez feel emotionally now today, where this is the first time we haven't seen them, at least in that grand final, and not even that, just the fact they've taken every grand final for the past 3 years running.
Yeah, not only in the Intel Challenge, but also across all other female events that they've been attending. They've won pretty much every single event they've attended. And I think it was before this event, they'd not lost a map in 11 months on LAN, which is ridiculous. You know, you can't really say that about a lot of teams, or any, in fact. So Rez, definitely confidence going to play into factor here. But it's more of a kind of, you got to look at it like, oh, do they come into this one going, you know, we've got to show we're still a contender, we're still a good team. Yes, we had our shaky semi-final, obviously, versus Dignitas, but we don't want to, you know, fall out in 4th place when we can get 3rd. Or are they just on full tilt mode and you know, worried about the scoreline? Who knows? But already the first pick came in for Giuliana, so that's going to be potted dead. AWP dropped towards middle. Rez already losing that. That's not a good start, to say the very least. Giuliana does take the AWP. But with Vivo set up outside of B, while Antika has got aggressive, she's pretty much alone here. Vilga's not there for support, and with Antika only on a UMP, if Vivo just play that trade game, they should be able to take it down.
So they take this tack towards the B site as well. They should find success. It just depends on Antigua. She needs to be critical in the role, but unfortunately she wasn't the catalyst to open this one up. She does go down. Swiftly eliminated by Gabby on the drive by Thilga. It's a prime time angle, but she isn't going to come up top trumps today. She does fall short, and it's just Juliana remaining. Done in the AWP. She really just needs to save it. In terms of things, if you can just back off and hold on to it, it's the best case scenario. But this is good for Vivo. It will actually be their 7th round now picked up on that T side. They've got momentum working for them. They're consistently dealing damage. Res Economy is going to take that hit as well, so Juliano needs to save the AWP. If she loses it, things are going to be even more so awkward. Luckily, she will find the frag to be able to get away scot-free.
Yeah, that's worth it. Get a kill, you know, keep the economy at bay. Obviously, taking down 2 players isn't enough to stop Vivo from still getting a net profit, but it may go a long way in the future. That being said, as you just pointed out, Vivo looking very good on this T side, and considering this is Rez's map pick of all maps as well, that's quite worrying. Of course, you know, we did see Vivo perform well on this map and have that strong T side, you know, just the other day, but Rez, this should be their win. I mean, some say that this should be a 2-0, but Vivo already showing that they came here to play and they came here to win.
Well, the thing with it is, Hugo, as well, is Rez's staple is the fact that their mid control has always been very effective. They're good at holding towards mid, they're good at locking down choke points, but when you're not giving them an inch, they can't take a mile. They don't have anything to work with, and this is where Vivo have been playing it smart. You have the 3-player set up towards top mid in the early round, you wait for any early aggression, so you will always get that first frag. And Rez still fall into the same trap. They're consistently pushing, even if it isn't towards mid, the damage they've been trying to do, where they're trying to go for aggression, rather than keeping that defense high and playing close to their chests, that's where the issues are arising from.
And a big problem as well is you say, yeah, the mid control is great, and something else that Rez, you know, I've commended for so far this event has been their retaking ability. Yeah. If we look at that, the games that they played in Inferno, they seem to pull themselves out of some ridiculous situations, not only versus Dig, but also versus Singularity on that CT side retake, especially on a map that's very hard to retake as well. So the fact that the Vivo are winning the rounds before these bombs are even going down and just getting 5 kills or 3 or 4 kills and forcing Rez to save is pretty effective. Rez aren't even given an opportunity into the round because they have so many player disadvantages.
One of the things that is that key point as well is normally a lot of the factors that allow them to win those retakes are big hero plays that feed off the back of the confidence they get. They're very much a team that it seems like if they do have a shaky start, they're a slow burner. They need to come in strong, and their players seem like it is quite an emotional hit. If it does take a while to build up into that, they can definitely bounce back. They're not out of this just yet, but this CT side needs to improve. I need to see more rounds coming out from them if they want to have a buffer, really.
Yeah, but big, you know, I got to commend Vivo so far. Obviously, we're only 7-4 up, but they were the team that I expected to get out of the group stage after seeing their strong performance in the first map, and then they just crumbled versus Dignitas. They said in an interview to ESPN Brazil that they were nervous. They felt pressure up against Dignitas, one of the better teams at this event as well. And obviously, this being their first international LAN event for this team, you know, obviously pressure's going to get to you, but not showing it here, looking very, very prepared. 7-4 up, and now knowing that you're currently beating on the first map, the map pick of, you know, the best female team in the world up until this event at the very least, is an impressive feat. But we are in a technical pause for those wondering what's going on. Little problem with Antika's computer, so we'll be waiting for that to get sorted out. Shouldn't be too long. Our admins are on the stage now, so thank you for sticking with us.
Yeah, and obviously we'll be continuing on with this one over on Mirage, but this will be a best of 3 to decide who is going to be grabbing that 3rd place, getting themselves that extra cash and the extra pride. So this first map being Mirage, if we do move on, it is going to be Train as our second map. You got any thoughts over on that?
I mean, Rez looks really weak on Train versus Dig. That's my big issue there, right? They got, what, 5 rounds? And they started CT side as well. That was the big issue for me. They did start T side. And they only got, I think, 3 rounds on the half. A couple on the T side and CT side. And then they just ended up losing to stuff like full ecos from Dig and just looked like they were crumbling apart. Yes, completely different matchup, and we were in the last map of a series, so maybe weren't feeling as motivated. But if they lose this map and then go into Train, this is a very emotional team. You know, they've got to try and keep it together. If they lose versus the underdogs of Keyd, who knows what can happen?
That's true. Especially with the situation they're in, obviously with frustrations from yesterday. If you do start to take a heavy hit, you lose the first map. If you don't try and mentally reset yourself and just go, you know what, guys, take it as a best of 1, forget about the first map, we can bring it back, we can still try and win this, that's when things really will go south. And Vivo will capitalize from that as well. They seem like a team that needs that energy going for them. As of right now, though, it's calm, cool, and collective. Everyone playing their role fantastically. They've got a smart read, and they know how to counter Rez.
Yeah, definitely done their research into this matchup, and that's something so important. With these two teams having similar map pools as well, it does really lend itself to, to Rez, but Keyd still looking strong regardless, and obviously you can see the girls there on the stage for this Brazilian side. Taco's girlfriend there as well, Juliana. Taco's actually at this event, obviously, you know, SK playing at the main IEM event, but they all flew in to support, so I think they're in the audience now. Shout out to them. And yeah, I mean, I heard from Banks, he was speaking to Taco and saying that these girls actually haven't come to Taco or SK for really any advice. They want to play their own game. They want to, show their own style. And so far, they've impressed me so much this tournament, considering this is their first international LAN.
Well, that's the thing. And it's the fact that when you look at it on paper, it's great for Brazil as well. Meaning that not only now have we seen a lot of male CS teams looking great from Brazil, it's been on the up and up consistently. That scene looking more and more dominant, just deadly in terms of talent that's produced. But even now with the female CS teams coming up as well, looking great in terms of this. Keyd have impressed. If they do go away with a 3rd place here, it bodes well for next year.
Hey, even a 4th place is ridiculous considering the lack of experience this team has. And we're even going to get to see more of them in the future. This team did qualify in 1st place with the SA qualifier for WSG in China. So they'll be going over there looking to create a storm. And I definitely think there's a good chance. And the main reason for that as well is if we look at all the teams in WSG, because of the region lock, it's all mixed teams pretty much. You have a couple of solid teams. Obviously, you look at these players of Rez and they're split amongst multiple teams. You have the Russian forces with Vilga and Antika and other players, and then you have that whole NA scene split up. You've got mixes of teams over there in terms of the Canadians and the Americans, some of them not being able to play on their normal rosters. So Keyd coming in with a full 5-player roster that they're used to playing with and practicing with anyway, they're going to have a huge chance to perform some serious damage over in China.
Yeah, it would be a great feat for them as well, obviously. Off the back of this, you get the nerves out the way.
Yeah.
You show up, you look fantastic in terms of your big international LAN event here, live today. And then when you get into that in WSG, all of those potential nerves are out of the way. You feel calm, cool, and collective. Your heads are clear. And if they play this level of CS they've been playing this tournament, I feel like in that scenario, they could really dominate.
Certainly, and LAN experience is always something that's so important to players like this who don't have as much experience versus some of the best teams in the world, like we are seeing right now. So it's good to see that the Keyd aren't cracking under the pressure. While they may have done so in the group stage versus Dig, as we said, this seems to be a strong map for them so far. And as you said, on the stage right now, looking good, looking prepared, looking ready. And we are still waiting on Antika to get back in the server, so hopefully that shouldn't be too long. But yeah, there we go. She's back in. So maybe we'll be starting things off in just a sec.
Yeah, seems like the issue has been resolved. The headsets are backed in. They're ready to go. They're ready to pop some heads. So hopefully we can be continuing on with this shortly. Get this first map underway. Obviously, right now, if you are just tuning in, it's a 7-4 scoreline. We're here on round 12. Vivo are currently taking the lead in a dominant fashion with 7 rounds.
On the T side.
Yeah, they're on the T side, mate.
Fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
Either way, getting back into this one hopefully soon. I mean, there's not really much else to say. Rez have not shown us anything crazy too crazy just yet. We've seen a fair bit of aggression from the team, but as you said, been punished by these slow defaults that Keyd have been running. So clearly, watch the demos of Rez on this map specifically, and know how they like to play. Because a lot of teams make the mistake of setting up early, aggressive plays, fast-paced executes, and Rez, they're always going to be ready for that. They're always going to be able to shut that down. And now looking at this round, obviously, while you can't see it on your screens, money for Rez is the big issue. We've got Juliana on that saved AWP, but we've got everyone else on pistols currently. Whether they have the money, I don't think they do, because they've got 3-round loss bonus, or maybe 4 if I'm correct. But either way, that shouldn't be enough to buy up fully. So maybe pistols, maybe armor. And this is a round that you just kind of put that AWP in a position to succeed, get aggressive, try and get a pick. We saw Potter in the palace. We saw Antika in the apartments with the AWP. Do something like that. Try and get a pick and throw over that AWP to someone else if Giuliano does go down.
Yeah, that is true. They're not going to have too much cash to play with as they get back into this one. Yeah. So in terms of anything, it could be a light investment into a flash there to try and allow Giuliano to go for a peek, work around her into this round essentially, and then just attempt to save the AWP for Potter into the follow-up. But it's not fantastic at all. Ideally, the way it's boding now, Viva are in the position to actually get themselves in the region of 9 rounds before we really see a true resurgence from Rez. And Rez look like they need a Rez, mate.
Definitely so, but I'd like to ask this, because we were speaking about this a little bit earlier. Obviously, we've got the grand final coming up after this match. You and Snods are going to be on that. Where do you see that one going? Because we have Squared Prospect, a kind of not an underdog, but unexpected team coming into this event, making it all the way to the final, doing great work, getting 2-0 out of the group, and obviously Dignitas, who have been on the rise ever since they built this roster, finally making it to a grand final where they may actually be able to take it. Because so far, the grand finals that Dig played, I mean, even the Intel Challenge last year, Rez stomped them 2-0. So do you think there's a good chance for Dig to actually take this victory here at the Intel Challenge, or are the upset potential of Square Prospect going to be enough?
I think this is Dig's essentially tournament to lose at this point.
Yeah.
It's up to them to just be able to continue on, play the level of CS they have been playing throughout the entire event and just lock it down. But you cannot count Squared out. They look fantastic. They look very well drilled. They've been playing absolutely perfectly. And you wonder how much of that as well is a big impact from Spy Leader coming in as the coach, because he definitely has had an impact on them. You've seen the style of CS they've played. It's very methodical. It's very slow. It's smart CS. They don't run into the unknown. They clear every angle. They work together as a fantastic unit. But the fact is as well, I feel like in terms of the aim capability, those teams are essentially on par for me.
Yeah, I know. I don't think it was Dignitas's aim that really outstanded me. It was more their decision-making and mainly Goosebreeder on that roster. I mean, she is the best player on the team without a doubt for me. Some great entries on the T side. We looked at Inferno. She was just playing fantastically. Train yesterday versus Rez in that semi-final. She was just tearing Rez a new one. So, yeah, very, very strong performance across the board from Team Dignitas. And to be honest, I don't know what to expect. You know, with Squared being that dark horse and them not having a lot of, you know, experience as this, you know, 5-player core, this could be an interesting grand final. Definitely not what we expected coming into this event. And talking of unexpected as well, we look at the group. CLG Red, 0-2 down. Yes, it's a fairly new roster. We've got new players there, but even, you know, with new players, we expected a little bit more from them. So very unfortunate there. And obviously only one NA team in the final, Jackie.
Yeah, but it's obviously a good move for NA as well, because the thing is, when you look at it on paper, I'd say more so in Women's Counter-Strike, NA has been the more dominant region in terms of the talent it's produced and how effective they can be. It's just that Europe's always been at that top spot because of those big names, because of Zaz, Giuliano, the fact they've rotated out. They've always been able to get this consistent 5 roster that has just been the top dogs, really, the team to topple and the team to take down. And finally, they've been defeated.
Yeah, that's only in the last couple of years, though. Of course, NA was the big region at one point, and you know, we looked at old CLG's run. They used to be fantastic, and until Rez formed with that 3-player core a couple of years ago, you know, there was no European team seemingly able to take down the North American region. So finally that's come up for Rez, and in the last couple of years they've been playing very well. However, that has now gone back down. We may see the rise of NA, and even if it's not in the hands of CLG, it's very possibly in the hands of Team Dignitas. That is later, though. That is the grand final coming up in just a few hours. So not only do you want to stick around and watch this game, ladies and gentlemen, you do not want to miss that one. That is going to be an absolute banger of a match, Jackie.
Should be a slobber knocker, mate. Should be absolutely fantastic, to be honest with you. That final looks great. So much talent, so much potential. It really just comes down to, is there going to be the upset? Will Hellrose be able to lead her squad to victory, just fighting tooth and nail and use their aggression? Or is it going to be the structure and the smart CS that comes out from Dig?
Yeah. I'd like to ask as well, is there anything here in this event that surprised you, impressed you, something you didn't expect, you know, anything that at least wasn't on the cards in your mind coming into this matchup? Well, not matchup, sorry, event.
I think for me, it was just the difference from Rez, because obviously, as you alluded to, this is the first time they've dropped a map in essentially 11 months, and all 3 maps were dropped at this event, which is crazy. It just shows you the level of talent that was here to compete and ready to rumble. These rosters all look effective, especially for Dig as well. Overall, I feel like they were the most impressive in terms of structured CS. You could see they've really got their heads down. The team just seems to be working as a very effective core unit. And I hope they actually do continue and stay as a 5, because I feel like they could be a team to watch continuing on from 2018.
For sure, for sure. And again, thank you guys for sticking around. Apologies for this. Just got some technical issues on the side of Rez. Nothing that will be impossible to handle, so hopefully things will be going on and getting fixed very shortly. Antika's in the server, but now we've lost another player. So definitely things not going well. Let's hope this doesn't get too much into the minds of Rez and doesn't at least, you know, put them on edge, because again, not only are they 7-4 down on the CT side and don't have money, meaning an 8-4 is not only a possibility but a likelihood. But now Rez have to sit here and just wait, and that's never fun. Obviously, you know, Jackie, you got LAN experience, you played local UK LANs, and you don't want to be sitting and waiting during technical pauses. You want to be getting
I remember once I was in a pause where it was 14-7 on train.
Yeah.
And I was in a pause essentially for about 15 minutes whilst we had to relive this because the other team bought wrong and one of their PCs crashed, and it was just ridiculous. As soon as the game restarted, we won the round and it was over. So that was a great 15-minute break. Love that. Always
fun, but we're not a match point for now. And we've got confirmation from our admin, so we should be going live in about 60 seconds time, so do stick around. And yeah, there we go. Everyone's back on the server. Potter has rejoined. The admins are moving off. Headsets are back on. Jackie, we're ready. We're waiting.
We're clear for takeoff.
We are.
It should be absolutely fantastic when we dive back into this one. I'm ready for it. Let's continue on as we do get back into the action now. as we've been rambling consistently for the past 7 minutes.
You know what is consistent? These T-sides from Key looking very, very strong so far. Again, we talked about the economy of Rez, not in the best of states. We've got Armor on Vilga. Obviously, that saved a WP from Giuliano. Couple of pistols, but really not too much. What are Rez going to show? We've seen a lot of B presence from Key, so we'll go for a triple stack on this CT side. Zaz alone on the A bomb site and Giuliano trying to lock down mid, but as we talked about, this has been a place that we've not really seen too much pressure from Key. They've been very focused on these bomb sites, and aside from a couple of underpass splits to connector, they've not been taking top mid.
No, but the success they have found is especially towards this B site. Going up against these pistols as well, as long as they zone them out efficiently using the abundance of utility they have in their back pockets, Hugo, they should be fairly clean and clinical for them to actually take control. Early on though, seems like it could be a little bit of a ruse as they slowly scrape it out. Flashbangs in, Molotov down to try and force the peak, but the first kill goes the way of Potter to open up the round, but here's the readjustment. Quickly making their way over towards the A site. Gabby needs to be on point, but the timing's awful!
You hate to see that. Zaz grabs a kill, and now she's got an AK-47 to work with, wrapping the palace, and this is clever. She doesn't take the fight on the A site because she knows she can wait for a team to rotate in and they can win this round. Cammy tagged, but she gets a shot off with the AWP, and Vilga sneaks in. She can get a free kill as well. Pan caught out of position, and there's her dead as well. 3-on-2 now in favour of Rez. Retake on. No armor on two of these players. Vilga's low as well. This is certainly doable for Keaton. They'll make it so. Cammy taking down Potter. One more rifle player to deal with. Vilga's now weaponed up as well. And with the Molotov burning out Cammy's teammates, she'll go down in response. Rez picking up an eco round with one AWP. What a round.
You can never count Rez out. That's always been one of the impact factors, but...
Zaz with the BT-50.
Yeah.
Classic.
It is. It's the vintage play. She's always able to just pull out all the stops when it comes down to it. And the thing is as well, it's fantastic because they now grab 2 AWPs once again. They've been able to save those over. You can rearm yourselves. That was a huge round from Rez. And it's also one of those questions where you've got to wonder. Vivo, they had tempo. They were pent up. You could see they were warm and ready to deal damage. Did that pause have any effect on the round as we now get back into it? There was the early face from Potter, but nothing's there to actually contest against her. But mid-control is going to be key once again.
Yeah, if Rez get reset here, obviously winning an eco means they do have a bit more money, but it's still not going to be a prime position considering the scoreline and the sidedness of not only this map, but how this matchup should be. Vilga doesn't want that to happen though, so she's aggressive on short, catches that connected player. Double kill in for Vilga, needs to fall back as well. No need to get aggressive, but she's hungry for frags, showing her face up towards short as she sneaks into the eyes of Cammy. If she gets this kill, it's great, but the risk reward is huge.
Damage is already done though, Hugo. Even if she doesn't get this, it's fantastic, but she's allowed to go for the push, gets her down to 10 HP. More than enough done there. You've got the read. You've already found 2 frags. Just back off, play it smart, play it a little bit slower. A minute left on the clock. The T's aren't in a great position. Vivo need a miracle. And will Gabby be the one to find the glorious opener that they need? Potter has the angle covered with the AWP. She will tag her, but she couldn't quite frag her. She will go down the end to Zaz.
Oh, Vilga finally finishes off the kill that she started as well on top mid. That's Cammy dead with the AWP. And this round has fallen apart here for Vivo as we just commended their T sides. Rez CT looking strong as well. Flawless so far, but Pan looks to change that. There's no real reason to save. She may as well hunt for some damage here. Already Zaz wrapping the backside's going to finish her off. So 2 kills again for Zaz, 3 for Vilga, and 6 for Rez.
Yeah, and they are catching up now as well.
Yeah.
You also have this position where Vivo need to decide how they actually want to play it. If they will try and go for it like Quasi, attempt to reinvest into it and actually make a mountain out of an anthill, or if this is just going to be another round for Rez and that scoreline equaled 7-7 apiece.
Yeah, likely going to be that latter expectation here. A bit of money here for Vivo, but by and large, it's just an eco. They have CZs and armor, waiting for that buy in the final round of the half. And safe way to play again. You don't want to come into this, you know, overconfident and in a sense arrogant. And Vivo know that, of course. They shouldn't be expecting a 9-6, and 8-7 is a great half for them. So, you know, going for this safe buy and having rifles in the next round means they have still a very good chance to find that final round of the half, even with this double open play. But now it's over in the hands of Potter and Giuliano. Antika relieved of that role. She's just jump spotting towards the B bomb site. But again, not always what you want on B, considering Vivo are going to be on this eco. It could be just a complete rush into the site with pistols, but instead it's up through short. Bomb in tow as well. Vilga wide peek. She gets one, but it's a trade in, and a gun picked up with armor in play as well. This could be dangerous, but Antika is shutting down the short push. 2 for her, looking for the third. Spray, pray, but he's not going to connect it. Pistol out as well, and she's got support, so this should be fine. Zena not really in a position to get anything done, and Antika 3 kills in the round. Rez, take that 7.
Yeah. That's well played from Antika as well. Smart stuff there, just being able to find those frags, keep them at bay, don't allow them to use that distance they have with the CZs in close range, and keep them at arm's reach where you can actually finish them off fairly easily. Rez tying it up 7-7. This is going to be the big one, though. Who gets through with the additional round and potentially the additional confidence as well to help them in the next half.
Yeah, maybe overinvestment in the previous one from Keyd. Obviously, they wanted those smokes for that, that execute, but either way, look at this buy. Double UMP, one Galil, limited utility to some extent in terms of only having one Molotov and no HGs here. Smoke's going to be set up early over this A bomb site, so just their standard A play. But look at the aggression we have on the side of Rez. Both Potter and Zaz pushed up. AWP here as well. Zaz holds from the balcony looking into the apps. He's playing that head angle. Smoke can come down as well to stop this push from coming through. And Zaz, ready and waiting. Flash in. She has to turn around. She's got two angles to cover. Potter's kind of left her out to dry here. Zaz is caught in between two players, but she's going to be able to mow down them both. Potter trades as well on the site with the AWP, and she'll follow up with the second. So now just Gabby left alive, and Potter playing with a Fu will eventually go down, but it still shouldn't be an issue for Rez.
It's like watching Overwatch for a minute there.
What, third person?
Just all in third person. My favourite. But Gabby is going to retreat, as she will try and back off and attempt to do something. But it has to be quick. This is the final round of the half here. You've got a Galil, one flash to work with. She has the bomb, though, but time isn't really in her favour. 45 seconds. She has more than enough to rotate over towards that B site if she wishes to do so. But it's got to be a split-second decision. She needs to be quick, and she needs to be decisive.
Yeah, and at some point, Rez should realise that she can rotate down towards B. But the sneak in gives a lot of time for Rez to push a player back into that bomb site. And as you can see, if she ran, she would have got that bomb down. But Giuliano's now wrapped in through the market. Expectation that she could have pushed up. Now, Gabby starts to run. Maybe a bit too late because Giuliano's there. But she's not going to hit the shot. MM4 is going to finish it up as well for Rez. So that's going to be the rotation from Antika cleaning up the round. 8-7 in favour of Rez on that CT side. And, you know, while it's a good half for Rez, again, you know, Viva coming in as underdogs, that's a surprise.
Yeah, it is actually pretty effective for them as well. You've got 7 rounds on the board. All we need to see is what they did already. Come in strong with a lovely pistol, be able to continue off the back of that, keep adding to your scoreline. You can overtake and also arm yourself, and at the very least, you give yourself a bit of leeway to play with that CT side economy, because it is quite fragile. You need to build it up and keep it safe.
Well, 8-7 is not a half to turn your nose at for either team here. We have a lot of utility on the side of Rez. Smoke towards window early on, but it's just a back off. 3 players on the A-bomb site. Viva not really playing retake. They've given up mid, in fact. They've got to watch out for that split. But with Rez now setting up with 4 players outside of the A-bomb site, and Vilga going for that late lurk through the connector, Keyd not very prepared for this connector push. Pan, yes, she's watching it, but as they start to come out ramp, she's going to have her attention diverted towards that position. Let's see if she keeps aware of that potential flank. As the push comes through, nice entry from Zaz. Giuliana going to try and respond, but she whiffs her shot. That's not good. Antika follows up as well with a Glock, and now Rez are all over the A-bomb site.
Yeah, they've swarmed in. They've absolutely infected every inch of it, and they've taken it for themselves as it now comes back on Vivo. 3 versus 4. There's potential. The bomb isn't down. They know they have so much time to play with, so they've played it smart. Rez actually being very clever here. You don't have to plant the bomb. You can still just wait. As now they will go for that commit. Vilga with a further frag takes down Bazina. The last 2 remaining CTs have to work together as well. Both of them fighting from CT, and they're just forced back, being kept at bay.
Yeah, great flashbang as well. It just adds a couple more seconds that Vivo don't have time for. With a kit to play on, they can jump on the bomb, but again, they take a kill. 3 more Ts left up. Vilga and Zaz with somewhat of a crossfire, and Antika comes in for support as well. It's Vilga to find the shot. Zaz attempting to follow up, but Vilga just tapping down range. Can't hit it. Pan eventually responds, but at this point, there's no time. This round should be over. Pan jumps on the bomb. They should be able to stop this. Are Rez going to be there in time? They are. Knife comes out for Antika. Looked a bit dicey, but she'll be slicey.
Yeah, she's been butchered, Hugo. Not fantastic, really. Not what you ever want.
But 9 rounds. Rez looking good coming into the second half. That's something to take into account. Yes, they get down close, but with them now leading the half into this, you know, T side, exactly where they can control the pace, I'm sure this team will be comfortable.
Yeah. They've actually read it smart as well, obviously, when the buy they have gone for. You can get a bit of a money-maker going for yourselves. And here's that aggressive mid-control coming through swiftly, just barraging their way down. Rez attempting to gain the map control as fast as possible. Bomb as well waiting T-spawn so they can loop round, as it seems like they do want to go for a late-round crunch towards A.
Yeah, just waiting to see if Vivo have shown any aggression. Not that they're not confident, but maybe not looking to get in the face of Rez, waiting to stack up a bomb site potentially, but already Zaz playing contact on the A site. We have a push up through Palace, going to be caught by Giuliano. And with that pick, Zaz, she doubles back towards the A bomb site, knowing it's probably going to be weakened. Repositioned towards the under Balk here for one of the players. That's going to be Cammy. Can she hit the shot? No, it's going to be Potter to take it down. So Rez, they'll get the site and they'll get the bomb down as well. This should be their round. Vivo, damage is going to be paramount, but they can't find a thing with Zaz just tearing through players. Vilga as well going to finish off that kill, and the only frag from the CT side from Bazina, but surely it's too little too late.
Oh, Zaz continuing to push through. He wants to try and show off the pizzazz with a P250, but it's not coming out today. There is a resurgence as well. A double kill, in fact, for Vivo. They've armed themselves. They've got the Biggie Smalls weapons to play with. They've got the Mat 10s out. The CZ's going to be stronger, though. But it's the UMP of Giuliano that finish everyone off as she finds a hat-trick there at the end of the round. 10 rounds for Rez now. They're looking swift, and they're looking dominant.
Yeah, no buy yet for Vivo as well. It's got to be that full eco coming through. This is a round where you would likely want to just pull in a flashbang, go for some kind of fast mid play and push up aggressively. I don't like it when CTs run defaults in this round. Either stack a site or get aggressive. There's no reason to just hold 2-2-1. Because obviously if Rez is pushing, they're going to win their individual duels. And yeah, this is a nice way to play it. 4 on B, 1 on mid with a spot. And you're allowed to put 1 on mid in this situation. You can call if Rez are going to be going up through that short position, and then at least Vivo on the site will be ready for the split to the B-bomb site. But with no early information gained from Vivo, already Giuliana forced out of the window. She's going to be back on the A-bomb site, and Zaz has already taken control. Look at her position. She's all the way in CT spawn. And with that, Vivo, they try and stack the B-bomb site, but Rez are too smart. They do have the A site. The bomb will be coming in through as well. And Vivo just holding on here, waiting for Rez to hunt them down so they can try and take down these Mac 10 players.
Yeah, Zaz playing the Insurgent right now. She wants to get behind them and see if she can actually get behind enemy lines and find the frags. Tags up the first, just waiting for the peaks to come towards her, ideally, as she takes over the shop control. Pushes her way swiftly in. They can double face, but she still gets all the frags anyway.
I have no idea, Jackie. that shouldn't happen if you're Vivo. Maybe nerves getting the best of them here, but it's only USPs to take that into account. They should have the buy coming forward. Giuliano going to try and catch one through the connector. She does. Zaz will even finish up with 4 kills there on the Mac 10. Not too sure how that happens, but great play nonetheless. Money made. And 11 rounds on the board here for the European team, as now Vivo, they are going to be up on the buy. Have a look at this. It's going to be rifles, good bit of utility. 1 kit could come back to haunt them, but it's not the worst of buys.
No. By no means. They can make this work. You've got the smokes as well, which are going to be the critical factor. The issue is, though, Hugo, it's only 1 kit over on Pan. She's actually going to be playing towards mid, though. So if she does go down, it could be potentially recoverable. But that could be an issue if we see Rez in the late round here with a post plant.
Giuliano already aggressive on ramp as well. This is a position it's great to have a bait player at least drawing attention from Rez, but that's not going to happen. Potter's already taken her down. No trade finally coming through for Bazina, but doubled back for Rez. They find 2 more onto the site. That is the A site mopped up clean. And Rez are going to be all over it. Another round seeming to go their way unless Vivo can pull back an incredible 2v4. Wrapping through the CT spawn, looking for Zaz, already low HP. Flash can come through so she can peek, and it's perfect. Completely blinds Gabby in spawn. Even though she's low, there should be a trade coming through. Gabby finds 2 kills in the spawn. This is not going how it planned. You can already see Rez starting to back off because they realise this round is back into play.
Yeah, this is becoming the Gabby show right now. She's doing all of the damage. Arms herself with an AK as well. Let's see if she can try and keep the hype going with that scavenged weapon. But instead, here comes the return of Rez. 1 frag for Vilga, and Potter with a final blow as she lines up the shot from the AWP. Rez on 12 rounds now as we get ourselves into round number 20 here on this first map of the best of 3.
And it's a shame to see because Keyd, their first half looked great. They were 7-4 up. Then we had that long technical pause, and my worry was that that would hurt Rez and they would start to fall apart after that long break. But no, it was great. It gave them some time to get some composure, to chill out, to get ready, getting back into the game. And they haven't lost a round since that. So now 7-12. Rez in a huge favoured spot right now. And Keyd, I mean, what can they even do to pull this one back?
It's true. Well, there needs to be something coming out, and this is a start. You go for attack pause here on Vivo. You've got 2 of them to work with. Yep. You might as well start to use it now. Readjust, work out what's going wrong, and how can you actually adapt here over on that CT side. Yep. One of the key issues being that Rez have just been able to get themselves into these elaborate positions off the back of the early frags. They can take over that A site fairly easily. Where will that adaptation come from Vivo? As they currently seem to just be discussing it and reworking what ideas they want to go for.
Yeah, again, I think it's been this A site that's been the issue for Vivo. And not only that, but also these individual duels. It doesn't seem like these CTs are set up in positions to at least get the trade kills. And one pick has always gone the way of Rez without a trade coming in for Vivo. I mean, we saw one player push up on the ramp last time. Now, if we look away, for example, a team like Mousesports will play that ramp. They'll have Oscar and Rops. Rops playing the close corner, and Oscar just holding with the AWP. If a player peeks up from Rez, Oscar goes for the shot. If he misses it, he runs back, and they try and chase him down. Rops will finish off the kill. But no, it's just been solo individual efforts here from Vivo, and that's not gonna match up every time in a team up against a team like Rez, who are known for their individual prowess, their just aim and ability to take over a round, and that's showing so far. 12-7, B Rush coming in, Giuliano on a UMP, and Vivo with no cash.
Well, they're going to find success here towards B as they scope it out, have a bit of a sniff around, see if they can catch whiff of any CTs hiding in some angles as they begin to mount their attack, obviously planting the seeds of doubt in their minds. You can see it's a full rotate. Everyone's situated towards B, apart from Cammy, but she's now down and out. She's already been taken out of the server. The bomb has been grabbed. They can go for this mid-split towards A when they want to, because they know there's contact on B. Vilga, just playing close to Delpan as well, waiting for him to peek now. As she realizes they are situated towards close underpass. Short peek as well. It's not working out well. Everyone is just hitting the deck.
Well, a couple of kills coming through there, but again, one gun dropped out of position in top mid that they can't go for because Potter's there, and the other one's a UMP, so hardly a great weapon to go forward and save. Maybe Pan can look for some damage here. Again, they're going to be buying up next round with full rifles, so if you're Pan, you should be hunting for kills, so trying to get access, trying to get that $600 kill reward on the UMP. And she is wrapping the T-spawn at the very least. Rez yet to get that bomb down. I think they have an idea as where Juliana is. Zaz is holding onto that connector. It's another open plant. Vivo not looking like they can get back into this round, but with Pan's positioning, she may be able to catch potentially Antika off guard, but she's up in the sandwich as Pan works her way up. It seems like I think she's already realized this round is over. Damage is the name of the game.
Slow and steady wins the race as they reassert themselves. They don't have a kit, so it needs to be faster when they get themselves in the position. Pam with the first, takes down Antika somehow as she finds the initial frag. Her teammates go down, but she still wants more, but it needs to be now or never. Essentially, time is ticking away. Potter's dead, and it is all on Zaz, but Zaz has all the utility in the world, and she's won it off the time.
Oh, if she saved that AWP as well, that could have been a lot of money going forward for Pan. Instead, Zaz going to try and hunt it, but not in time. Still cash on both sides, and to be honest, that's a great round from Vivo. They go in with full USPs, not a single dollar of investment from the CT side, and they managed to get themselves, 4 kills and almost the 5th, and yeah, great round from Key, but again, it's not going to be enough. They need the rounds on the board. Damage at this point doesn't make a difference because Rez have the money to play with, and they are in the lead by a big margin. Double orb up for the CT side. This is where they're going to try and make a play, try and get aggressive in the face of Rez. Flash up through the top and middle. Antika running in through the smoke, supported by a teammate's utility. Good teamwork from Rez, but no kill coming through. Pan's going to open up. Potter misses a shot, and while it's a trade up, it's double, almost triple. Juliana trades in the connector again, and she doubles down. Great work from Juliana. Rez now running into B.
System trades back. B site being taken. Gabby as well, hiding in close range. Going to have to try and use the up like a shotgun if she can find those frags, but instead she gets taken down. Giuliano just slips past her, bypasses, and finds the frag that she so dearly needed. It's going to be a 2 versus 2 into the round as they have to try and retake this one.
It's not going to be easy. They do have the weaponry to go for it, and the kit as well, full utility. Giuliano holds close. She'll hear the footsteps of Cammy and scope with the orb. Will she hit the shot? Yes, that's big. Loses a lot of health in the process, though, and Potter knows who the second player is as well. Needs to take a 1v1. She does. Pistol back out, and now the last player of the CT side is so low. Potter should be able to win this, and she will. Cool, calm, and collected. Rez has been all across the board since that technical pause.
Yeah, Potter's absolutely expelled him there.
Slithering into the B-bomb site, though. Rez 14-7 up. And KeydStars, Vivo Keyd, not the best of money. 4 Famises, 1 M4, no kits. Finally, one comes in on Pan. The resident kit buyer for this team, I can see, but without the AWP, they are really lacking up against the Orpa Potter, a player who has definitely stepped up this map after we talk of her being fairly slow this event so far. She's definitely shown what she's able to do in this one. Flash up towards a B absolute. Gary's going to go for the peak. She's blind as well. That's unfortunate timing. Good utility, though, from Rez. Still, rotation is coming through, and Rez are going to take the B-bomb site.
Yeah, they've just overwhelmed them, responded, and done a good job of it. The 3 players that have secured the site can now resituate, get themselves into effective post-plant positions as well. Potter just going to be waiting from the flank from the rear. Giuliano seems like she might try and take an aggressive flash peek here on towards short. She could find the frag on Cammy. Will get the first, but is she ready for the second? There needs to be a swift trade, but it doesn't come through. Vivo just couldn't manage it. Pan's the last one left standing, but it doesn't look like she's going to be able to get a frying pan winner chicken dinner today.
Not at all. It's the save. Rez with 15 rounds here on the T side. Very, very strong map for them in that second half. Obviously, it was fairly equal coming into it with an 8-7 scoreline in favour of the Europeans. But then, after picking up the pistol, it's been all in favour of them. We've not seen a CT round yet from Keyd. Frankly, I don't think we will with this money in the state. Pan saves the FAMAS, as you say, but Keyd without the money to fully invest. It will be more weapons coming through as they attempt this last-ditch buy, this last-ditch effort to keep themselves in the first map. The map pick of Rez again, so Keyd shouldn't be too worried. They've got a train to fall back on at the very least, and a map that Rez showed they weren't too comfortable on yesterday up against Dignitas, but Keyd, they want to still take this one while it's in play at the very least. Rez going to be fast up towards short. We have a default established, but very aggressive individual effort from Vilga, not going to go away. No one there to trade as well with the smoke down, so Bazina gets a kill, but at the cost of 96 HP.
Yeah, this isn't fantastic. They fall into the 4v4, but the bomb can still be recovered, and the A site is open as well. There's gaps in the defense that allows them to slowly trickle their way back through and overwhelm defense. Cammy wanted to go for the first peek to get the read at least, gets the info to alert her teammates to rotate over. Still dubious that they don't want to go for the full commit, so Gabby's going to wait on B until they spot the bomb and then try and reposition. You've got 2 smokes, you've actually got 3 smokes as well, so there is potential they can run some time down on the clock. There's still a minute left to play with, and you've got the double flash as well for the retake, but they need to try and double it up. There is a nice peek as well from Bazina, finds the head of Giuliano, swiftly decapitates her, and this is where it could be manageable.
Yeah, and somehow on 4 HP getting that kill is big. But now with these smokes down for Rez, none left up, they need to get the plant in soon. Or the kills, Zaz will certainly do that. One more member of the connector, Zaz is doubled down. Pan's not ready for it. Antigua comes in with the flank, and now it's just Gabby. Too far away from the site and too far away from the win. It's Rez looking like they're going to get 16 rounds. Gabby attempting this retake here. No kit to play with, running back into the bomb site. But Zaz looking for the 3K, posted in the palace, and she will hear the footsteps. Gabby runs in, smoke to play with again. No 10-second stick on this bomb. She needs to find all 3 kills if she wants to win this round. It's just not realistic. Zaz takes the kill, and Rez take the first map.
Yeah, Rez booking themselves a first-class ticket to train, which will be the second map in the best of 3. If they do find success there, they will be walking away with that third-place title here, as it looks like everyone's feeling themselves off the back of that. Unfortunately for Vivo as well, a fabulous start. It looked like it all came together. Everything was converging in their favor. It was just downhill for them. They couldn't quite get the resurgence they needed.
Well, nice to see happy faces on Rez at the very least. It's been a bit of a shaky tournament for them so far, obviously losing out in the semi-finals, but that is against the team we expect to be the victor of the tournament potentially, but you know, Squared Prospect looking very strong as well. So that's a whole nother story for another time. Obviously, KeydStars now going to have to move to train and try and pull things back. How do you see that happening? Do you think they can pull this back into a 1-1 scoreline, or do you think this is going to be a 2-0 for the side of Rez?
I think Rez had gaps in their train defense when we saw them play it before. There were a lot of issues that I feel like Vivo actually are the team that can capitalize against them. Both of their map pools do blend into each other, Hugo, so it aligns it to actually get ourselves into a good matchup, but we'll have to wait and see as that will be coming up. Our second map in this best of 3, but for now, let's get back over to the big man himself, James Banks on the desk.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Hugo, as we see kind of a game that we expected in this sense to go that way, right? We expected it to go in favor of Rez. It was pretty convincing start from them. We saw signs of life from the Brazilian side early on. They started off winning that pistol, 3-0 up. There was a bit of back and forth early on, but as soon as Rez got going, it became a bit of a problem. It was just too much for them.
Yeah, this is something I've noticed throughout the whole tournament for Vivo. Pretty much, I feel like they always have a good cohesion, and I can see this happening. I can see them winning this map. And at some point, it feels like they're doubting themselves. They kind of get nervous. Their mid-round seems pretty weak, mid-game, and then eventually they just kind of collapse. It's unfortunate because you can see there's so much potential. And I think that's just an experience thing. You know, they need to play more Counter-Strike games at that high of a level. But they were dominating this match at the beginning. Maybe not dominating. The score is pretty tight, but they seem to have the momentum. They seem to have good rounds T side. Yeah. Really impressive teamwork. And then, unfortunately, it kind of slowed down and kind of stopped completely.
Towards the middle of that first half, Rez really got their momentum back.
Yeah.
So they really came back. They were just a little shaky in the beginning, but they really brought back how they're dominant. They're the ones that were the favorites. So all they needed was 5 rounds to just close the half 8-7, and then the momentum, they just rode on it.
And that's what we expect to see, right? The experience starting to shine through. It's a stage they're used to seeing it, and despite maybe faltering earlier on here, falling to Dignitas, then at least now they're starting to bounce back a bit. But I think for Vivo, it was more the CT side, right? You're looking at their CT side. The T side, they had some executes, they looked strong, they were able to take them individual duels, but CT side, it was more, oh, okay, now we're falling behind. We weren't maybe playing the smart situations or positional plays. So I think, like you're saying, the experience for them, the practice for them is going to come maybe into having a look at actually how they can define that CT side to ensure that they can bounce back and they can fight back. But again, it comes with time, right? It comes with actually playing more of these events, getting that experience, which is exactly why they're here.
Usually on Mirage, if you have a CT side that's really unidimensional, it's super hard to win a game, because if you play someone that you never played before, just like Rez and people never played each other before, and you start losing, you need to adjust, you need to switch something up, you need to go aggressive, like switch your up, move your up, and then you have economy issues, you know, so you have to do the right call at the right time, and unfortunately, you know, Vivo didn't have enough rounds to make it happen, and in the end, it just comes down to experience, I think, and then be able to just come back on their CT side.
Well, let's take a look at some of the highlights that we've seen from Mirage before we go over to the next map. Now you can see, pistol round early on was convincing.
Really convincing pistol round from Vivo. Right after that, we thought, okay, you know, they have the solid start that we needed them to do to win this match, and they lined up a couple of rounds afterwards. But unfortunately, I think here is when Zaz got a really 2 or 3 kill round. It was really good. I think this one is one of the last round where Vivo started winning, and after that it went downhill.
Yeah, this is when it started to become the Rez show a little bit.
Yeah, so this is a perfect example of how they Rez Gaming really shows how they're still the best female team in the world. And honestly, in these group stage matches and these semifinals were not the accurate representation of what they can really do, and this shows what they can do, because they came back from a 5-round deficit.
Yeah.
And this shows definitely like how individually skilled all these players are.
Yeah, they seem to have fun, which is something we didn't see them do at all yesterday.
Well, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, so don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be coming right back. We're going to train. Can Vivo make it work? Can they push back Rez Gaming? Can they take us to a third map? You'll be able to see in just a few minutes.